Like probably everyone goes through, Facebook and Meta and um, Google PPC and maybe
Yep.
even YouTube, maybe even Snapchat, and all those usual typical marketing channels. Now, self-professed, I've never done anything in the world of traditional print media, so I wouldn't know anything about a billboard or radio ads.
Oh, okay. Right. Right.
Don't really know anything about that. But I've done a lot of all the other things, and every one of them has just led to just a series of painful gaffes. And I'm sure every industry is a little different, right? So not all the little things I'm going to mention may apply necessarily to every single industry, but
Right.
I can tell you from the industries that I'm in, which is solar, roofing, HVAC, real estate investments, I've run into almost the exact same issues when I try doing those usual channels, which is like, let's say Facebook, right? Because I think everyone who's listening to, and maybe not everyone, a lot of people who are listening to this podcast have dabbled in Facebook marketing because it is relatively inexpensive,
Right.
relatively accessible to the general public, and you don't necessarily need to hire an expert to do it. You probably should, wink, wink, but it's it is a pain in the ass, and it's getting worse by the minute.
Yeah, I hear.
Um, but there's some real problems with running ads on pretty much any one of these networks. It's a very saturated space, as you all know, right? Because the barrier to entry is pretty much nothing, right? So
Right.
anyone can wake up one day and be like, I'm a wholesaler, right? How hard is that? And so you're going to be in a very, very crowded market, right? There's going to be a lot of other people just like you, or we buy homes for cash, right?
Right.
And so everyone's got some messaging out there. And it's probably a lot of scammy messages, So a lot of homeowners are out there with this ill-conceived notion that someone out there is willing to pay cash for their home at their price, right?
Right.
Not a cash investor price, which are
Sure.
wildly different things,
Right.
as you guys know. But so these markets are so saturated that standing out from the crowd, especially given all the scammers out there, standing out from the crowd is incredibly difficult. So you end up spinning your wheels and trying different ads. Good luck doing a static image. Those don't really work anymore. So now you pretty much have to do videos, and videos require a high degree of creativity. And I've mentioned this story on numerous different podcasts, but I like the Super Bowl, but I hate football. So I like the Super Bowl because I like the ads.
You like the commercials, right?
I'm a
Yeah.
marketing guy, right? So
Right.
I like that. And so, but I hate football. So I never actually watch the Super Bowl. I go and the next day I'll get on YouTube and I'll watch a compilation video of all the,
Of all the ads.
and it's
I've done that before as well.
it's like 20 minutes long. I was actually really surprised as to how many ads there are. And this last year when I watched it, I couldn't even tell you who was in the Super Bowl. That's the funny thing. I have no, but I can tell
Chiefs
you.
and the Eagles.
Thank you. I knew that.
Okay.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
you did that. Let's just be honest.
I didn't know. So I watched these ads, and I think there was like 20 of them or something like that. Out of the 20, I swear to God, only 2 left a lasting impression on me. The other 18 or whatever were just completely unmemorable and actually really rather totally unimpressive.
Right.
And I was like, this is the Super Bowl of ads as well. It's like these companies have unlimited budgets, like tens of millions of dollars, and they're hiring these Madison Avenue ad agencies full of Ivy League grads. And that's the best they could come up with.
Right.
So I'm sitting here scratching my head going like, if that's the best they could come up with an unlimited budget, what the chance do you and I have of coming
Right.
up with something
None.
genius?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. 0. Spoiler alert, 0. Okay. So the odds of you coming up with something genius to stand out from the crowd is just almost impossible. So now you have to assume that all your competitors are bigger, faster, stronger than you, because they probably are. So now you're just going to waste a bunch of money being lost in the crowd because no one's going to click your ad because they're going to click the other guy's ad.
Sure.
Or they're going to click the guy's ad who says, we'll pay you full price because he's a scammer and he's
Right.
waiting for your home to break you the bad news. I can go on and on and on about this. Now that means that you can't really scale your ads because you think, okay, well then I'll just spend more money, right? I'll make the problem going. I'll buy my way out of the problem. I'll just turn up my daily ad spend. That doesn't work. No, because if your ad isn't performing, Mark Zuckerberg is not even going to let you spend more money with him, which is weird, but he won't even let you because he doesn't want to bore his viewers with
Right.
your boring ass ad.
Right.
Which now puts you back into the same problem we just discussed, which is your lack of creativity, which don't feel bad because we're all in the same boat. So it's just the problems went on and on and on with Facebook ads, and the same problem applied to pretty much every other channel out there. So that's when I realized, look, the only people who are really avoiding all these problems are kind of like door knockers. which is, not for every industry. I understand that, but door knockers avoid these problems because they're catching people away from Mark Zuckerberg. They're catching people,
right, exactly right, yeah.
right? They're catching people away from their computer, so they're being shielded from that, so they're not getting hit with 1,000 other ads just like it.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Right.
So now you've got their captive attention. And of course, it's a low percentage game. I get that. But let's be honest, everything is, especially today. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, okay, well, there's got to be a way to do door knocking that doesn't make me have to leave my house because I'm lazy. And I was like, well, cold calling is the same damn thing, right? This is digital door knocking.
This is digital. Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. And guess what? I can scale that like crazy. Right, I can't scale a team of door knockers. Well, you could, but it's extremely difficult to find a team like that's willing to do it.
It is.
But scaling a call center is very, very simple, especially if you know the right people. Hello, then it's easy to do. So it solves a lot of these issues. You don't have to worry about creativity and coming up with ads because there are none. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about scammers, infiltrating your homeowner's mind because they're shielded and away from them. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about reinventing the wheel all the time. You don't have to worry about Mark Zuckerberg. You don't have to worry about all these things.
Yeah.
So the call center thing is extremely affordable. It can be done relatively, which I'll share with your audience if you want me to. I'm happy to kind of give them like a quick, Peter's simple, quick and dirty, do it DIY version of it.
Hey, man, go for it. This is your show, brother.
Oh, I thought it was your thing.
Well, you know what I mean.
But, if they want, of course, if they have extra, cash reserves and they want to do this with some professional guidance, well, then, hey, reach out and let's talk and let's see if it's something that you're interested in. But, so yeah, I mean, that's my why, right? I think it's important for people to understand, like, I'm not just out here, peddling some form of marketing because I think that it makes a lot of money. Like, that's not why I do it. Right. Because it worked for me and it works for all my clients. I can tell you right now, look, a call center, depending on your size, it consists of either 4 or 5 components. A smaller call center, let's call it something with under 3 setters, callers, agents, whatever you want to call them. A call center with 3 or less-ish would consist of 4 major components. And if it's more than that, then a 5th. The 4 are the software itself. That's easy. The agents. That's not easy. The leads. That depending. And then the script, also depending.
Right.
And then if you're large enough, if you've got more than 3 agents, you should probably have a manager. Right?
Yeah.
So the hardest part of all is the human element, like without question.
Yeah.
Without question.
We talked about this before we got on a little bit. Yeah.
You can figure out the dialer. That part's not hard. That wouldn't take too terribly long for even for a person who has no experience. That wouldn't take too terribly long to figure out, maybe a couple, 3 months. The script wouldn't take too terribly long. You can talk to your buddies, get the word out there. You can probably come up with a reasonably decent script. It doesn't have to be the world's best one. I don't believe that there's such a thing. That I will never tell you that a call center is successful because they have the best script. That's never the winning component.
No,
it's just a component. It's the leads, I think, are getting a little bit higher, rising towards the top in terms of importance, or the data that you call.
The data that you're getting,
The data that you call, that definitely can be a make or break. And that can be a real challenge. For me, that was a huge challenge in my journey, was finding the right data, because I felt that I had good agents. I felt that I had a good manager. I knew that my dialer was well dialed in, and my script I thought was good enough. It was perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. I didn't know where to get data. I was either overspending with, batch data or prop stream or something like that. I was overspending because all those companies are, ripoffs. And, and they're selling you what they call, skip traced homeowner data, but really it's all auto skip traced, and it's just garbage. Like the accuracy rates, like in the low 70% range.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're getting skip traced data, which if this is a new term for you, you should be writing this down. skip traced homeowner data is really where it's at. You really want good quality skip tracing homeowner data, and that can definitely come at more of a cost, but you don't need to be spending crazy amounts of money on it. You don't need to be spending 20, 25 cents a record like some of these companies charge because they think they have a monopoly in the market, so they can just gouge you guys. And that's just, it's highway robbery. So like, look, here's my thing. It's like, if you want to get a good price on anything, you don't want to go to the company with the biggest, flashiest branding and the fanciest trucks on the road and the best.
It's got to pay the marketing budget. That's why they're charging so much.
Well, we just said the dialer, right?
The dialer's one, right?
You'll have a link to it right in the description or in the show notes somewhere here. So the dialer is number one. As I mentioned, the 4 components is the dialer, the agents, the leads, the script, and then one day the manager. Let's leave that off the conversation for right now. Script. You'll have to do your own research on the script thing again, but I don't want anyone to think that that's the most important.
No.
A magical script really is not the thing.
Well, and the funny part is too, is like, you don't matter what you're going to say to someone. If they're motivated, they'll talk to you.
Yep. You're absolutely right. You're just sniffing for motivation anyway.
That's it.
You don't really need anything fancy. You want to sell? No, buy. I mean,
okay. You get that little whiff of some potential intention, and then that's what you need to get on. That's what you need to be aware of.
I'm in other industries where the cold call is actually really complicated and like pulling teeth. Wholesaling is actually really, really simple because you're not trying to convince people to sell their home.
Right.
You're just sniffing for motivation. You're like, are you or are you not maybe interested in selling? Oh, you're not? Goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
next 1,000 people I got geared up in the dialer.